All right, perfect.
Yeah, we got Kaymachin versus Jeff Cho, someone who's famous for kind of dodging stream, but we got him on here. Flex some skills. Let's see
Flexing
what he
some
brings
skills.
out.
All right, so let's see. Jcho again. Wow, really great player though. Really great player. Actually, one of the hardest players I played in Sinister.
I believe it. I've practiced against him, and something we haven't seen flex much on stream is the Skunk Tank. Very effective Pokemon. Not necessarily ranked the highest on the PV Poke rankings, but a very effective Pokemon.
Absolutely. He's actually a very great safe switch, I would say.
I agree. I know a lot of players that kind of don't lead with him, but we see Jeff Cho lead with him, and you could kind of go with all of the charge moves, but I think the preferred one is definitely Crunch and Sludge Bomb. As we can see, Crunch takes a big chunk out of Minun.
Absolutely. Crunch does a huge chunk of damage here. Oof.
So he's loaded with energy. Is he going to shield to keep his skunk alive?
The problem is that he went for the crunch, so now if he doesn't shield, see, that's what it is. He had the charge move ready. If he shielded, the charge move would have went off. He would have no energy for the next Pokemon coming in. So in that case, he knew he clicked it. He said, you know what, I'm gonna let it go, let the Skunk Tank go completely. And now Umbreon is gonna be able to take down the Minun. But wow, the Minun, wow. But I think this is gonna be a discharge. Pretty sure.
I agree. And of course, you know, being the tank that it is,
yeah,
just chooses not to shield. And a lot of the times, the last resort Umbreon we see shiny form. We see just kind of the natural Umbreon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's loaded with energy, ready to go. Both that shoot 2 shields apiece, and we see the Flower Crown Eevee or Vaporeon.
Flower Crown Eevee.
Yeah.
I want to see somebody run an Eevee.
Yeah, everyone's favorite field research after the 7-day streaks. And then, but yeah, foul play is the way to go here. You're going to be able to just launch a lot of foul plays at the Vaporeon. Let's see how much he values his Vaporeon to see if he eventually uses his last shield. Definitely not on the first one.
Absolutely. Umbreon with those pew-pews.
A lot of pew-pews, yeah. Still kind of like chipping away on Umbreon, and Jeff Cho wants to protect that Umbreon.
Yeah,
using his
definitely.
first shield.
He knows that he doesn't have a charm user, and because he had a chance to bring in the charm user when he brought in the Vaporeon, he brought in the Vaporeon knowing now Jcho knows he doesn't have a charm user, so he's gonna go all in with Umbreon.
Okay, good eye, J Farm, right? Recognizing that, and here we go with another foul play.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes the shields for K.
Ooh.
Okay, does the swap.
Swap, but again, foul play would do some decent damage.
Absolutely, the neutral damage is very does a lot, big chunk, like you said. Ooh, but the Ninetales.
Ay. This is gonna be a tough one.
This is where the matchups really come into play, and
he's gonna have to shield.
Yeah. Now, do you go for the Psyshock? Is that going to be enough, or do you have to go for the Ice Beam here?
Oh, you can go first. No, Psyshock will do
okay.
decent enough just because Nidoqueen is have that poison typing.
Couple more charms, right? And then the Psyshock, very aggressively getting rid of those psychic bubbles.
Yep, being able to take down the Nidoqueen, and now he's just gonna charm him down. There's the charms. There's the charms. Okay, this is gonna be tough.
How much energy did that Umbreon have left, or health does that Umbreon have left?
This is gonna be tough.
Oh,
this is gonna be tough.
Oh, the pew pews.
Oh, the foul play.
Oh, he was so close. He was so close. That's as close as it gets.
I was like, oh no, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It looked like Kay after that too kind of just like looked into the camera a little sigh of relief, and that was very close.
That was extremely close. Very smart move to switch in the Alolan Ninetales to even against you know you're going to get countered, right? But you know you're with the shield, you're at least going to be able to take down the Nidoqueen with the Psyshock, right? And then do as much damage as you can. Personally, in that situation, what I would have done is right away I would have swapped, brought in the Umbreon, hope to get to the foul play because you're in a situation where you have to kind of lower him down, but it's too tough to tell. Honestly, I couldn't play it any different. Like that was just too close.
Yeah. Very well played by both battlers. So close, and when you lose a match that close, it's a tough pill to swallow. But you gotta forget it, let it go. And I think the Pokeball at the bottom shows Jeff won, but he did not win. That was Kaymachin that won, right?
Yes.
Okay, we got it adjusted for the stream. Again, thank you for spending your afternoon with us, and
Yeah, we appreciate everybody who's here on the live stream coming here to watch the Toronto's finest and being able to hang out with us, right?
J&J.
J&J,
Okay, okay.
dynamic duo.
Yeah, we appreciate the chance.
Who called us that? How did that become a thing?
What, J&J?
No, the dynamic duo.
I don't know. Maybe we're those cool guys that just make up nicknames for ourselves, or
I don't think we made it up. I'm pretty sure someone else said it. Usually that's what would happen, right?
yeah.
We make up for ourselves, but
Make sure we get the right nicknames, right?
yeah,
All
absolutely.
right. Goofing around, didn't see what we locked in with, but I was gonna say I wonder if it's better to not lead with Skunk Tank, but he decides to lead with Skunk Tank, and this is what makes it a good Pokemon as well. The Sludge Bomb does do a lot of damage or a decent amount of neutral damage to Umbreon.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those players that don't have an Umbreon, you may consider throwing the Skunk Tank on your team if you don't already.
Mhm. Skunk Tank is really good. It does well against Umbreon.
Right. Because you can see the foul play obviously being resisted. It doesn't do that much damage, and here comes the Sludge Bomb. And this is where, yeah, you got to get a feel for the amount of damage that comes in.
Yeah, I'm sensing a shield coming up for Umbreon.
Oh yeah, and that's unless he doesn't value it and wants to let it go. But I think you're right. I think he needs to protect that Umbreon. You can see the last resort doing a big chunk of damage, and Jeff Cho can safely go to another Sludge Bomb, hoping
Yeah,
to get a shield out of his opponent.
and there it is.
Good call.
So now he knows he's going to be able to farm up, swap out. Perfect switch.
Interesting.
Perfect switch.
This is where it's so early in the month. Like I'm not sure like the great plays to make, and like because of course that foul play does a huge chunk of damage and then gets his barrel stuck. But
Yep.
we'll see a Hyper Fang. I think you don't shield this
Are we
because
going
if
to
it
see
moves
it?
too
No.
quick, that seems to be an Aqua Tail, right?
Yeah, it's going to
No,
be
we
definitely
can't see it.
Aquatail not doing a lot of damage, but I think he's going to go straight for Hyper Fang here.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
right? Hoping to at least get another shield or do a big chunk of damage to the Vaporeon.
And if he gets another shield, then he's up a lot because
Yeah.
he's going to be able to. He has two shields, right? Against nothing. That's going to be huge. No shields again, keeping the B burrow.
Yeah, I wonder if that first Aqua Tail, if it just did it too early and should have went for the last resort. Oh, he doesn't have last resort because it's a Flower Crown. So he's
Yeah.
obviously running Aqua Tail Hydro Pump.
Yeah, and as you guys can see right now, Jcho waiting out that switch clock, coming back in with the Umbreon now. Right, he needs to make sure that that switch clock was still going to be available.
I know we've heard that Hydro Pump Aqua Tail is okay. It's a
Yeah,
good move set with Vaporeon, but it's tough not having that last resort.
it's very tough.
Yeah.
Thing is that he wanted to farm now. He wanted to get more energy than just enough for the foul play because he needs to make sure he's going to have enough energy for what's coming in next. And
He's
look,
got
he's
two
already almost at enough.
Charm User. No Charm
Yeah.
User today or this
No
battle.
charm user, and this is going to be really good for Jcho because he has the foul plays. Yeah, he has a whole lot of energy, and he has those two shields.
Some game 3 hype about to happen. I call it. Let's see.
Yep,
He's going to double foul play here.
yep. And that's the one thing about Nidoqueen is that she doesn't get to those charge moves very quickly. Again, those poison jabs still doing a little bit of damage there.
Using his last shield to protect the MVP of the Ferocious Cup.
Keeping him there. Farming. Wow, knowing. Wow,
Nice.
very good move.
You wonder because he probably tried to do that switch hoping that it was a foul play. Doesn't fool Jeff on this one.
Doesn't fool him. And then
This is still
Skunk
close
Tank
though.
coming in. Wow.
I know
What's
he's
gonna
got
happen
the
here? Ooh.
He uses
Shielding?
the
Yeah,
shield.
yeah. Yeah. There's
GG
nothing.
game 3 hype. And I don't know if you guys noticed on the stream with the two battlers, there is like a card blocking the swiping of the charge moves because the motion of the player on their phone, you can almost predict in some scenarios what charge move the person is doing. So I think that's something for all the battlers to think about in their next tournament is either to like hide or mask or to get something like that.
Yeah, having a board in between you is perfect. You know what? When you're going to hydro home, you kind of like keep your finger on it and you kind of let the bubbles hit you. Or you're going with let's say a fighting move to go crazy on the screen. Earthquake is lower to the bottom of the screen, right? These things people can kind of tell, right? The difference between a shadow ball and a bone club.
Yeah,
People can kind of tell if they're watching it, right?
yeah,
You really got to be careful for those things. So you really need a board in front of you, or you need to play back to back,
yeah. I'm
right?
guilty of kind of looking at my opponent. Like, I mean, take your phone off, your eyes off your screen for a moment. It's risky, but I've even seen, yeah, players bring their own binders. Isaac from Malaysia kind of like sits there with a smile and has a blue binder in front of him, and he's doing his charge moves. It's hilarious.
I think playing back to back would kind of remove that problem. But again, this is an interactive game. You want to be able to see
Yeah,
your opponent, right? Maybe something in front of you, a binder, something like that, would be
that's
a better choice. Personally, what I do, honestly, look, this is what I do. I can see my opponent, but the second that battle starts, my eyes are like glued on my phone, and my
right.
phone is under the table.
Okay.
Yeah, my phone's on the table, and I'm just like playing at it like this, and
Yep.
I'm like, and I'm so focused on like each fast move that's going on that like I can't even bother to look up because if I look up, I see
Yeah.
one, I miss something, and then the whole strategy's out the
And you
window.
know your phone's protected by holding it lower. But I've seen Zionic in his tournament videos have his back. I saw him on his regional tournament or different tournaments with his back to his opponent, just to, like you said, make sure that no one can see your charge move. Very important. So Jeff leads 2 games with Skunk Tank. Does Kay think about that and go Nido Queen, or does he
Remember
switch
though,
it up?
Holden McGroin did the same thing, right? Leading the same two things 2 rounds in, switching it up the third round,
Yeah,
right? And Kaymachin still leading the same thing all 3 rounds. So I'm
these
curious, what is Kane Mashin gonna think for this one?
these are
Because
the leads that make or break, your tournament.
yeah,
And we see the shiny flex, his new Reggie Steele with that lock on quick move being so powerful now.
oh yeah, the Reggies with lock on, like what happened?
They've all been bumped into Master, Ultra
Yeah,
League, Great League. They're all big contenders.
yeah,
Gets the recording going, and he
yeah,
does decide to switch it up.
and now he locks in.
How's the audio, guys? Like mine compared to John in the chat. It's very important that you guys can hear us both. Just let us know if the audio's off. Here we go. Ninetales lead.
Vaporeon,
Oh,
very good.
Flower Crown Vaporeon. This comes down to stats sometimes. We've heard about high defense Alola Ninetales or high attack Vaporeon giving you some break points, and obviously we can't tell in the moment. But Aqua Tail does a decent amount of damage to Ninetales, and choosing not to use Psyshock when it was available.
Yeah, right now he just wants to farm the Vaporeon. You know what? Use the shield, but then farm him down. Right?
This could be risky, but very smart. May pay off in the end, and that's what we're about to find out. Because now he's down a shield.
He's losing shield advantage, but he has all that energy. So no matter what's coming in now, it's going to hit with charge moves, or it's going to be using the shields, which is going to equal up the shield advantage.
Okay. We know Charm will do a good amount of damage to Minun, as we can
Yep.
see, just kind of
Now,
chunking it down.
Alola Ninetales almost getting to another side shock.
That'd be deadly. Smart choice to let it go. And then what are his 2 options to bring in? Well, we know it's got to be Umbreon, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And very smart on his part to not blindly switch in. I know, like, obviously, Charm is devastating to Umbreon, but sometimes you do that automatic switch and it can be costly.
Yeah,
Would have paid off in this scenario, but this is going to be close, guys.
this is
This is
going to
one
be
of those
tough.
matches. Game 3 hype.
Yeah, he has to take down the Ninetales. Right, the Ninetales has to go down. He has to do as much damage as he can. That Bibero or Pipero. Man, I can't say
Okay.
this guy's name right.
Once it's in your mind and you go back and forth, but like you said, yeah, it's very important for him to get another surf off, right?
Yeah.
Surf being a very good water move, and he gets it off.
Ooh, wow.
Is this going to KO though?
I don't know. I
Let's
don't know.
find out.
There's the shield.
Okay, good shield, but
Both
now,
shields down now. Both
oh
shields down.
man,
He has a
who's going to
foul
fight?
play.
Yeah, the last
Oh,
resort. Did he? He does the okay.
he goes for the foul play though. Okay.
preserving some energy. Oh,
Man.
one of those judgment calls. If you just went
Ooh.
last resort instead of double foul play,
That would have KO'd the Ninetales.
definitely would have KO'd.
Oh man. Okay. The Ninetales coming in. Sorry, the Minun coming in. He has to go Thunderbolt here. Oh.
Oh man, it's so
Oh.
close.
Oh.
If this
Oh.
Thunderbolt or discharge, I think it's a discharge.
Oh man. Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt's GG.
KO.
Wow, you could just see how close
Wow.
that was. Dang. Making
Wow.
Kaymachin 4-0, defeating two of the toughest battlers back to back on stream. And it